Hey, this is Jon Johnson with Gabriela Cernas-Frantz, and this is the Mortgage Market Mastermind with our special guest today, Sean Miller.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to have you, man. This is more regional data. So that was national data. This is regional data. So active listing count year over year. The Midwest is going up and the Northeast is actually going down. And where you see the majority of activity happening is in the South, which is us down here in Florida, and in the West, which is over to California, everything over there. So there's a big difference between if you're looking at real estate in the Northeast versus looking at real estate where we're at in Florida or over in California. And even in the Midwest, if you're someone over in Indiana, Kansas, etc., whatever's happening there, you're seeing some more listings, but not something astronomical. While if you're down here in Florida and in Tampa Bay, I'll have it later, it's 100% increase in inventory right now versus where it was last year. Median list price year over year is still an increase. The West is 5%, the South 10%, Midwest 12%, Northeast 8%. So it's still increasing in list price versus year over year. Days on market is not astronomical. Once again, we are still less than 2 months for the entire nation. And so even if it goes up 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, that's not going to get us to the 6 months, 7 months, 8 months that we need to be at that will be considered a buyer's market, where savvy buyers can come in and start really haggling for $50K less, $60K less, foreclosed properties, short sales, things of that nature. So overall, the market, in my opinion, from looking at this, still looks decent, but it's also going to depend on where you're at in the nation. What do you get from this?
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what it's at after November. So do you recall, so the average day, so the median days on the market, 6 days here in the South. I'm curious, do you remember what it was last month in September? Was it 3 days on the market?
It's only been going up like 5 or 6 days.
Okay, so it's going up a little bit.
I have not seen anything more than 5 or 6 days. I've been looking at these numbers for the past 7 8 months.
Okay, so I'd just be interested to see, like next month, after they give after November's over,
if it goes up 10 days.
I'm guesstimating that that may be like 11, 10, 11, 12 days. Guesstimating.
That's why this is timestamped. This is November 2022 when we're having this conversation. December is going to be different. January is going to be a different story. You got it. Gabriela, anything else you'd like to add to this one?
No, it's just nice to look back and see where we were in October, especially with where the interest rates were, and they were steadily climbing in October, and the effect that it has in the mortgage industry is a little bit different, but the mentality that people receive when they hear that the feds are increasing the rates. But as far as we're the South, man, why we're always just setting these trends.
Even look at price reduce.
No.
Look at the price reduce on here. So nationally, it's showing this big giant number, but in the West is really what's carrying. The price reductions, and then the South is next. But if you're in the Northeast, homes aren't really being reduced in price. People are putting it on the market, and it's staying very close to.
I think what it was. Probably the houses out west went up the absolute most, I would guesstimate.
They always.
And the South was. Followed was right behind there.
I saw an infographic. It was actually like a video that showed price of land over the last 50 years in different states. And California was never even really on the map, and then something happened and was towards the late 80s, 90s, and their price of land and real estate is just always the astronomical leader when it comes to everything happening in the market. So right now it's the same thing. They were very hot again, but it's definitely cooling off in the South.